Well, and a good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Everett Community College for Game 5 of the 2018 NWAC Women's Basketball Championship. This matchup is between the home team, the Everett Trojans, and Clackamas from the south. Everett is from the north, the second seed. Clackamas, the third seed from the south. My name is Mike Tatko. Glad you're with us. Recapping very quickly the earlier games today. Columbia Basin opened the tournament with a 61-46 win over Centralia. It was Umpqua over Peninsula 83-62. Lower Columbia 84-63 over North Idaho. And in the closest game so far, just completed a moment ago, it was Bellevue holding off Mount Hood 61-57. So this begins our evening session. We start with Clackamas and Everett, and we'll have more of the pregame show, including starting lineups, after we take this time out.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
More than a number, more than living paycheck to paycheck. You're a multitasking life engineer full of experience. That's why you belong here, where you'll find more one-on-one attention from faculty, with programs that can lead to in-demand jobs, and the support you need to get where you want to go, all at an affordable price. Get started now. Edmonds Community College, edcc.edu.
Well, we welcome you back to Everett Community College as we get set for this 2-versus-3 game. Everett 20-6 on the year, coached by Chet Hovde, and the Clackamas Cougars, coached by Jim Martineau, 21-7. Let's take you through the starting lineups. Clackamas, as the lower seed, is the guests, and they are in their blue uniforms, and they line up like this. It will be Brittany McCormick at one of the guards. McCormick, a 5'5 sophomore from Hillsboro, Oregon, played at Century High School. Also, Nicole Hermosillo Wright is in the lineup, a 5'7 sophomore guard from Salinas, California. Also getting a start this evening, Kennedy Knopfziger, a 5'5 sophomore from Molalla, Oregon. And then Casey Mock, a 6-foot sophomore from Sutherland, Oregon, joined by Ricky Mock, a 6-foot sophomore from Sutherland, Oregon, for Coach Jim Martineau and the 21-7 Clackamas Cougars, again the third seed from the South region. Everett is basically the home team, playing in their own gymnasium here. They are the second seed in the North. They are 20-6, coached by Chet Hovde. They'll be in the white uniforms with the red numbers and the black trim, and it will be Tyra Lopez, a 5'8 sophomore forward from Burlington. It's in high school, Burlington, Washington. She'll be a starter, along with Alexis Biggerstaff, 5'9, and a sophomore from Ketchikan, Alaska. Ashley Beer, a freshman, 5'6 from Stanwood, Washington, starts, along with Sydney Taggart, a freshman, 6 feet tall from right here in Everett. And Uju Chibagwu, who will start, is a 5'11 sophomore from Shoreline, Washington, for Chet Hovde. And again, this club from Everett has won their last 2 games of the season, including wins over Olympic and Skagit Valley. And Clackamas ended on a sour note with a 61-59 loss to Chemeketa in the final game, but they had already cinched the third seed, and so they are ready to do action. Again, they will face the winner of this game, will face the winner of our next game, will be Big Bend of the East, and Grays Harbor, the #1 team from the West. And so that's how we line things up. Again, later on this evening, following that game, the Big Bend Grays Harbor game will be at 6 o'clock. it'll be at 8 o'clock Highline from the west against Walla Walla from the east. And then it'll be Skagit Valley from the north, just up the road in Mount Vernon. They'll face the second seed from the south, and that'll be the Lane Titans. So again, 3 really not very close games, although Columbia Basin trailed by 9 at halftime, rallied back to win by 15. Umpqua, no problem with Peninsula, 83-62. Lower Columbia took it to North Idaho College, 84-63. And then Bellevue and Mount Hood was really a really good game between those two teams. Bellevue led by 5 at half. They extended that lead to 7 in the second half, but Mount Hood came back, got within 1 on a couple occasions, but could not get over the hump. And it was indeed Bellevue on a couple late free throws, cinching the win, 61-57. So again, glad you're with us. Lots of action today. This is the 5th of 8 basketball games, and then tomorrow we'll go into the quarterfinal action. And again, setting that schedule will be Columbia Basin and Umpqua at 2 o'clock, and Lower Columbia and Bellevue at 4 o'clock. And the winners of those games draw berths into the Final Four, which will be contested next weekend, Saturday, and then the championship game is Sunday. So Columbia Basin, Umpqua, Lower Columbia, and Bellevue all just a game away from the Final Four. On the right side of the bracket, again, this one, Clackamas and Everett, and then Big Bend and Grace Harbor. Those two teams will play at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And then the winners of Highline, Walla Walla, and Skagit Valley Lane will play at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So again, they are introducing everyone here at the Everett Community College. And again, glad that you are with us wherever you may be watching our 2018 NWAC Women's Basketball Championship. The officials for this game, Aaron Haugen, Pat Zink, and Lindsay Newman, as again we get set for action in this basketball tournament. Both of these teams, of course, were in the tournament a year ago right here at Everett, and in first round action both teams fell. Everett lost to Lower Columbia 66-56, and Clackamas lost to Walla Walla 74-63. So both teams, one of these teams for sure, will advance further than they did a year ago because of the fact that one of them is going to get a win, and neither did a year ago. And so excited for this action as they introduce the 5th of the starting 5 for the Everett Trojans. And you can hear they have a raucous student crowd right down below us and to the right, and I think it's probably the Everett baseball team, a lot of them with baseball hats on here, and a decided home court advantage for Everett. And so it will be really interesting to see. And again, coming up later this weekend, the men's tournament will tip off right here at Everett with games on Friday and Saturday. And Everett is in that tournament as well. In fact, the Everett men will play the feature game on Saturday at 8 o'clock. And so a lot of opportunity for you to come out and watch some basketball. So we are set to go. And again, Clackamas in the blue uniforms. They'll be going from left to right. Everett in the home whites. Glad you're with us. And we will tip off Game 5 as we get going right off the bat. And it's the Cougars with the first opportunity against the man-to-man. And the initial 3 fired up. It's long, and a good rebound there by Everett. And here come the Trojans from right to left. They want to run. As again, looking for their 21st win on the season. And the big 3, the deep 3 by Jibagwu is short and out of bounds, and Clackamas will get possession, and they'll face full court pressure from the Trojans. Jim Martineau up, directing his club to try to break the press, and they are able to do so. And they get into their half-court offense in a 3, put up good. Hermosillo Wright with the 3, and Clackamas on the board first. And it's 3-0. So Hermosillo Wright averaging 18.3 points a game. She gets the Cougars off to a good start here. And now the Trojans have it inside to Chibagwu, and a nice pass, maybe an extra pass there, but it works. As the basket is good by Sydney Taggart, and it's 3-2. Just underway, game 5. Another three put up by the Cougars. They like the three. That one a little bit wide, attempted by Hermosillo Wright, and it goes back to the Trojans, who face some trapping pressure from Clackamas. A three from the left side up and good, and Everett has the lead. That one by Biggerstaff, and 5-2 Trojans. We have our first, 4-3 Trojans, we have our first lead change of the basketball game. And at the other end, a tie-up, and the ball will belong to Everett. So 4-3 Trojans just underway here. And again, full court pressure applied by both teams as we're just underway in the 2018 NWAC championships. Long down court pass to Biggerstaff, drives, and the shot is blocked, but Chibagwu drew contact, and she'll go to the free throw line. First Clackamas foul, and it's going to be on Hermosillo Wright. And Chibagwu, a 63% free throw shooter, hits the first. And Everett leads as she hits the second. And it's 6-3. Deep shot at the other end, no good. So Biggerstaff's initial basket was a 2 for the Trojans, and that's why they are on 6, and Clackamas with the 3. So 6-3, and the Trojans get the ball after the miss, and they want to run. 3-on-2 with the ball up court. Beer into the corner for the Trojans. And driving and laying it up and in. Biggerstaff. And it's 8-3 Trojans in the early going at the other end for the Cougars. Hermosillo Wright has all 5 of the Cougar points, but the Trojans answer. Biggerstaff with 3 more, and all of a sudden it's 11-5. We play 2.5 minutes, and the Cougars at their other end. Both teams want to run. A chance for a lot of points being scored in this one as Everett kicks it out. There's Biggerstaff again. She's been really good. She jumps it up. That one's a little short. But the Trojans with an offensive rebound, they'll kick it out and reset. A 3 by Chibagwu off no good. But the Trojans with the offensive rebound, the putback blocked. And they'll reset now. Leading by 6, 3 minutes in. Everett on offense, another jump shot put up good. Chibagwu with her first 2. And it's an early 8-point edge for the Everett Trojans. Clackamas on the attack. As I said earlier, they really enjoy the 3, do the Cougars under Jim Martineau. They work it around, shot clock at 3. They need to get it off, and they won't. It's a shot clock violation, and that brings the crowd to their feet, as I don't think Clackamas was aware of the shot clock, and it ran out. So Everett a chance to get a double-digit lead here early on. And that 3 by Chibagwu was a little bit hard, but the putback up and good. And all of a sudden, it is 15-5. Clackamas with the basketball, the miss. And a long down court pass going to be intercepted, but taken away by the Trojans. Biggerstaff driving. And now she will kick it back out. And the shot put up, it's a little bit off. That last basket by Clackamas was Sydney Taggart with her 4th point. 15-5, or rather by Everett, 15-5. And Chibagwu with the block shot out of bounds. And a couple of new Clackamas Cougars will enter the game. Aaliyah Parsons and C.J. Buckley, as Everett just about midway through, and they're up by 10. Ricky Mock in the deep corner, driving, kicking into the corner. Nobody there. It goes to the bench. And a turnover back to the Trojans. Again, a 10-point edge for Everett. And they have a break as they break the press. Chibagwu inside, kicks it into the corner. 3 on the way. Off no good. That was attempted by Lopez, and the Cougars have it going the other way. The winner in a 6 o'clock battle tomorrow against Big Bend or Grays Harbor. And we're just midway through the first period. Drive and kick, the 3 on the way and good. And that's McCormick. First person other than Hermosillo Wright to score for the Cougars, and a turnover. And we will have a timeout. 15-8 is our score. Back after this.
There is no obstacle an engineer can't tackle, build around, or blow up. Skilled and versatile, these soldiers pave the way, building fortifications, detecting and destroying mines, or restoring electricity after a natural disaster. Nothing stands in the way of a guard engineer.
Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals. Visit clark.edu to learn more. Back in Everett, 15-8 the Trojans of Everett Community College with the early lead. Biggest lead was 10 a moment ago before a three-pointer by Brittany McCormick has cut it to 15-8. 4:45 to go, and the Cougars with an opportunity to get a little bit closer here. And another deep three, good again. And that is Casey Mock. And just like that, the 15-5 game is 15-11, another steal by the Cougars, so they can get a little bit closer. Driving, and they kick it out, and it is Parsons driving all the way in and laying it in. 8 in a row by Clackamas. It's 15-13. Chibagwu with it. Off to Lopez. Against this Clackamas zone, Chibagwu driving, blocked from behind by Casey Mock, and the Cougars have it again, and Chibagwu and Mock collide, and I think it's going to be on Chibagwu. It is her first, and that's the first foul on Everett. Clackamas has only committed 1. And now the Cougars have it with a chance to tie or take the lead. And driving it up in for the tie was Hermosillo Wright. And it missed. But the foul on the rebound by Casey Mock, her first, team second, and Everett will get it back. 15-13 is our score. Everett leading with 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Trojans breaking pressure and a foul from behind as Clackamas try to apply the pressure. And that foul, Nicole Hermosillo Wright, and that is her second. And she'll have to sit down. And so Clackamas to the bench. And Hermosillo Wright with 5 of the 13 points has to take a break. Clackamas in a zone, a very active, fast zone, and Everett skipping it around, looking for threes. There's one. Good. Ashley Beer from the right corner, and it's back up to an 18-13 lead. The Cougars cannot answer on the 3 of their own, and a good rebound that time by Everett's Beer, who just made the basket. And it's down into the corner, and who touched it? Nobody from Everett, they say. They say it went off of Clackamas, and so it will be Everett's basketball. Right baseline. And going baseline is Lopez. Her shot is blocked. It's tipped right back, though, to Chibagwu, who fires up a deep 3. Off the iron, no good. And the rebound comes down. The Cougars, they want to run. They have numbers. Mock into the key. Left-handed crossover, good. That's Ricky Mock. And it's 18-15 at the 2:45 mark. Aloha Salem checked in. And they kick it out to Aloha in the deep left corner. She fires it up. It's no good, and Clackamas has the basketball. 3-point lead for Everett. And that shot misfired by Casey Mock, and here come the Trojans. All the way, running in, trying to draw contact was Beer, and it's blocked out of bounds. Kennedy Knopfsinger, rather, check that. It's Nakaya Edwards coming in for Everett. Trojans running an inbounds play. Chibagwu tried to find Salem. It went too far, but running it down was Edwards. And now Chibagwu for 3. That's off. And the rebound comes down to the Cougars. 18-15. Everett by 3. Clackamas for the tie. No good that time by Brittany McCormick. And again, the Trojans want to run. Chibagwu and Bickerstaff on the left side of this 2-3 zone by the Cougars. Actually, they're getting a little bit of a break on this possession, not having to chase as much because Everett has slowed the pace as well. Give and go, and it's a foul, I think, on McCormick. Let's wait and see. It is. And it's McCormick's first, and it is the 4th foul on the Cougars. So Everett will be shooting the rest of the way. 1:22 remaining, and Chibagwu scores and is fouled on the inbounds. And so it's 20-15. Chibagwu, a 63% shooter. She's made both so far today. And she had that one rattle out on her. And a whistle. And a ball out of bounds. Chibagwu does have 6 in the basketball game. And a steal by the Trojans, and that is Nakaya Edwards to Salem. Beer to Chibagwu, too far, and it ends up at the scores table, and Clackamas will have it. 58 on the game clock. And coming back for the Cougars will be Kennedy Knopfsinger. Everett's biggest lead was 10 at 15-5. Clackamas cut it to 15-13. But a mini 5-2 run here by the Trojans, and they lead by 5 in the final minute of the first quarter. Game 5 of the 2018 NWAC Women's Basketball Tournament. The higher seeds have won all 4 so far. A runner up and good by McCormick. And it's 20-17. Columbia Basin, Umpqua Lower Columbia and Bellevue, all with wins. Deep three by Salem, no good, and Clackamas can hold for the final shot if they choose. Down 3. And they'll spread the court and try to run a last-second play, will the Cougars. Down to 10. Knopfsiger. Head fake there and a 15-foot jumper. Good by Parsons. And time will run out. A dandy of a first quarter. It's Everett 20, Clackamas 19, and we're back to Everett after this timeout.
Archuleta, and I'm a loan service bankruptcy officer with STCU. I help members that are struggling with their financial obligations. A lot of times people feel as if they're not good enough. Their finances are telling them that they should have known better. Our goal really is the financial health and well-being of the member. We are our members are us. We don't have investors here. We're not protecting the investor's bottom line. No matter what's going on, we're dealing with people's lives. I'm John Archuleta, and STCU is here for good.
Well, EVCC trivia time. Where can you live just steps from Everett Community College classes and have one payment for rent, utilities, and furniture? The answer, EVCC Student Housing. Check out our student apartments at everettcc.edu/housing. Great first quarter here in Game 5. Everett leads Clackamas 20-19 as both these teams look to get into tomorrow's quarterfinal on their way to what they hope is a NWAC championship. The Cougars with the first possession. It's an empty one, and it goes back to Everett, leading by 1. Clackamas led briefly. Everett took the lead, and they've held it ever since in this one. And the attempt is no good, and an over-the-back foul on Taggart. The shot was missed by Edwards. Taggart commits the foul. First foul, first team. The Trojans only had 1 foul in the first quarter. Clackamas had 4. But of course they wipe them off, and we start over each quarter. And so we start anew here in quarter 2. Clackamas another chance to take the lead, down 1. And they break the press, and all alone for the lead is Buckley. Second lead change in the game, and the Cougars want a trap at half court, leading now by 1. They leave Salem alone, and she knocks it down. Back to the Trojans, 23-21. Now Clackamas with its turn. Casey Mock driving and putting it up. That time is Hermosillo Wright, and she's fouled. Hermosillo Wright will shoot a pair. Biggerstaff's first foul, second team. 62% free throw shooter on the season is Nicole. She has 5 points, and she can tie it if she hits them both. She hits the first, and it's 23-22. We've not been tied except at 0. Bickerstaff gets a break, and for the tie. Too hard, I thought, but it bounced in off the back iron and in, and we're knotted at 23. First tie of the game, just underway here in the second quarter, and a travel by Salem. And so back we go to the Clackamas Cougars. Ricky Mock driving, kicking, the shot too hard. It'll go into the corner, saved inbounds by Casey Mock, but to Everett. Casey wears 32, Ricky wears 33. They're sisters. Both from Sutherland, Oregon, the same high school that Coach Jim Martineau went to. He got him up north in the northern part of Oregon to Oregon City, the home of Clackamas Community College. Driving and kicking now are the Everett Trojans, trying to take the lead back. And the jumper from the left wing is good. It's a three-pointer by Lopez. And it's 26-23. Fourth different Trojan with 3 points. Shot put up twice in there by Mock. Blocked. And back the other way it goes to Everett, leading by 3. With 7:50 to go before half. And lob in the basket by Taggart. Nice pass by Chibagwu. And just like that, the Trojans lead by 5, 28-25. And Everett wanted a travel. The coaching staff, led by Chet Hovde, up, not getting the call. Clackamas missed the jumper, but the offensive rebound put up no good, and Chibagwu runs it down. And almost had it slapped away, but Uju held on to it and hands it off to her teammate, and here come the Trojans on the attack. And that pass was intended for Beer. They thought she was going to be in the corner. She cut to the basket, and the basketball went out of bounds back to the Cougars, who trail 28-23. And sitting down is Buckley. So the Cougars will bring it up against pressure. And a 3 on the way by Nofziger, no good, rimmed out, and it comes down to Everett. Glad that you are watching wherever you may be this evening or late afternoon. We started at 8 o'clock this morning, and this is the 5th of 8 games. 3 bounces off that time by Nakaya Edwards, and a foul in the backcourt. I think it's going to be on Edwards. And that's her first, and that's the 3rd Everett foul of this quarter, with 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Cougars on the attack, a bounce pass deep, and they end up kicking it around, and they leave McCormick alone, and she doesn't get the bounce that time, and Chibagwu with the rebound. And the Trojans running up. These teams very similar. Chibagwu from way out, it's short. They both trap, they both zone, and they both like to shoot the 3 and run. And now it's Clackamas' turn with the basketball. Down 5 as we hit the 6-minute mark. And that shot wouldn't go. Jim Martineau wanted a foul. You could hear him from all the way across the court say, and 1. He thought there was a wrist foul there, didn't get the call, and now Everett is on the attack, 28-23. Beer with it, and now Lopez, and they swing it to Beer. She hit from there earlier, and that one wouldn't go, and the Cougars have the rebound. That one wouldn't go. Both teams having a little trouble now hitting here in the second. And that 3 is good by Parsons. She has 7 off the bench for the Cougars, and it's 28-26 Everett. It's back and forth. Biggest lead for Everett has been 10, and Clackamas' biggest lead has never been more than 1 possession. And Everett holds that 2-point lead right now as we're midway through the quarter. Right side baseline jumper, good by Taggart. She has 2 field goals here in this quarter and 2 in the first quarter. And a reverse layup and a foul by Chibagwu. I think that's going to be her second. And there'll be free throws coming, but first we'll have a timeout on the court. 30-26 Trojans back to Everett Community College after this timeout.
Soldiers in the Guard's intelligence field gather information on the enemy using a variety of tactics. Scanning foreign communications, conducting interrogations, and debriefing friendly contacts, all while delivering and coordinating data to help allies on the battlefield or stop civil emergencies. The enemy can't hide from Guard intelligence.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Jet City Roller Derby brings the sport of roller derby to Snohomish County. Tickets for Jet City's 11th season are now available with doubleheader bouts at Edmonds Community College, featuring a family-friendly environment and a beer garden. Find a skater handing out flyers to receive a discount off entry to the next bout. Jet City Roller Girls. While shooting for the Cougars will be Kennedy Knopfsiger. She's a 46% free throw shooter. See if she can improve on that here. That one's too hard. Again, we come to you from Everett Community College. Game 5. Higher seeded Everett with the lead right now as Knopfsiger hits the second. It is 30-27. Our closest game was the one completed a moment ago before this one. Bellevue 61-57 over Mount Hood. Columbia Basin trailed early. Took the Hawks a while to wake up, but they did, and they beat Centralia 61-46. Left-handed shot put up by Biggerstaff, no good, but she got fouled. And she'll have a pair. That's the first foul on the Cougars this quarter. And that is going to be on Casey Mock, and that's her third. So Mock will have to come out, Casey Mock. And the free throw up by Biggerstaff and good. She's a 77% free throw shooter, and she gives the Trojans a 31-27 lead. Again, Columbia Basin won that game 61-46, and then two blowouts, and the scores were almost identical. Umpqua 83-62 over Peninsula, and Lower Columbia 84-63 over North Idaho, so both by 21. And so 4 teams have already advanced. 3 on the way, that one not good by Peyton Elliott, who is into the basketball game. And the Trojans have the basketball, leading by 4. And a pass toward the basket is intercepted, but out of bounds off the hands of McCormick, and so Everett gets it back here. Again, women's action today, tomorrow, men's action Saturday and Sunday. Chibagwu from beyond the arc, no good. Boy, she's had a rough go of it so far today from the outside, 2 for 10. She has made a couple of inside baskets though, and she knocked that one out of bounds. She already has 8 rebounds in the basketball game, but 2 fouls, so she needs to be careful here with 4 minutes remaining. Stick around at halftime. We'll have interviews with the coaches from the upcoming game. And of course, that is Big Bend and Grace Harbor. Chibagwu inside, and hard to stop that as she goes around the defender. She has 8, and it's a 6-point lead again for the Trojans. 33-27. Parsons is having a really good game. She gets 12.8 points off the bench, and she already has 9. And at the other end, a foul And that one is going to be on Parsons. Second team foul, and that will send Everett to the free throw line. And that is Skyleen Itatarot. Or is that Salem? Do I have the number wrong? One of them's 13, one of them's 12. And that's Itatarot, and she hits the second of 2 to make it 34-29. So a 5-point edge, final 3 minutes. And all the way to the basket. Laying it up and scoring is Hermosillo Wright. And she gets fouled. 9 in the game for Hermosillo Wright. And the Everett foul is on Beer. Her first. And the free throw is good by Hermosillo Wright, and all of a sudden we're down to a 2-point game, 34-32, and Hermosillo Wright will sit down. 3 minutes remaining in the first half of a dandy basketball game right here. New player in for Everett is Cassandra Jackson. And the three is good by the Trojans. And it's 37-32. Battling underneath, there's going to be a foul, and shooting will be Buckley. The three at the other end by Everett belonged to Biggerstaff, who now has 11. So it's 37-32. 2 shots coming up by Buckley, the second foul on Beer. Buckley, a 61% free throw shooter, leaves that one short. 5-point Trojan lead, 2:30 to go. She got the second one, and it's a 4-point game and a backcourt foul. And that's on Buckley, her first, and that is the third Cougar foul. Everett is already over the limit, so Clackamas is shooting the remainder of the half. 37-33 is our score. Full court pressure put on by the Cougars, and the Trojans trying to break it, and they do. And they kick it out, and there's Biggerstaff. She hit one a moment ago, and this time she jumps it up from 14. It's good. And it's 39-33. So just when the Cougars get close, here come the Trojans. And it's a 6-point Everett lead with 2 minutes remaining. Peyton Elliott kicking it off, and another move and a basket by Buckley. She has 5. 39-35, and we check the Everett foul. That's Biggerstaff, that's her second. So Biggerstaff, Beer, Chibagwu all have 2 fouls. And so something that Chet Hovde is going to have to keep an eye on as we progress throughout the second half, because the Trojans have some foul trouble. Nobody with 3, but they have a couple with 3 people with 2. And sitting down for Clackamas will be Casey Mock. And Noffsinger back in. 1 free throw coming up for Buckley. She's 1 for 2. And make it 2 for 3. And it's 39-36. Here come the Trojans. And the shot up and in by Jackson. A lot of people in the scoring column. 8 Everett Trojans in the scoring column, and at the other side, it's Buckley answering. And it's 41-38. Minute and a half. There's a shot on the way. Good by Lopez, her second 3. And it's back to a 6-point game. And a traveling violation on the Cougars. And a traveling violation on the Trojans. So it goes back to Clackamas with 1:05 to go. It was 20-19 Everett after one, and it's 44-38 Trojans as we approach the 1 minute mark here of the second. It's been a dandy, back and forth. 4 lead changes, a tie. That shot is blocked, and the Trojans have the ball in the backcourt, leading by 6. Their biggest lead is 10. And Itatara just missed that one. The putback wouldn't go either, and a foul on Everett on the rebound, and that'll send Clackamas to the other end of the court with 38 seconds left. And shooting will be Casey Mock, a 73% free throw shooter. She has 1 3-point goal so far. She averages 12.8 points a game, and she hits the free throw. Clackamas, a lot of free throw attempts here in the second quarter. Did not shoot one in the first quarter, but they're 7 of 9 in the second quarter. Everett is 4 of 7 for the game. 44-39. Mock's second free throw rattles home. And it's 44-40 with 38 seconds to go. And again, full court pressure to the Trojans applied by the Cougars. And they'll bring it into Itatara, who gets it off to Taggart. Chibagwu back to Taggart on the give and go. She'll kicks it back out, but she will not take the shot. Biggerstaff will drive and kick. Who do they want? They want Lopez. Got it! 3 3-point goals in this period, and it's 47-40, final 15 seconds for the Clackamas Cougars to try to make a dent in this Everett lead. Down to 5. Driving, shooting, missing. Chibagwu with the rebound. They'll throw it the length of the court, and the shot is off the iron, and it's halftime. It is Everett 47, Clackamas 40. We're back with our halftime interviews after we take this timeout.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
Well, welcome back to Everett Community College halftime. It's 47-40 Everett over Clackamas. I'm joined by Sonny Martinez and Haley Garrity of Big Bend Community College, and we were just talking before we came back on the air. 114-110, you beat Yakima to qualify for the tournament. Talk a little bit about that game, Sonny.
But, I mean, offense is fun.
Well, you had to win that game to get in, and you probably, or else Treasure Valley had to lose, and you didn't know what was going on with them. And so when you won, I was watching that game, I was telling you that the emotion and the jubilation when you stormed the court on your own little team, and I know you really wanted to do that for Coach Wilkes, who has really tried to get here for a long time.
Yeah. It's been about 15 years since we've been here, so we were just so ecstatic that we broke the what's it called?
Bad luck chain.
Yeah, we broke it, and we're here now.
Well, it's been a hard year in the East. The East, obviously, is a very good region, and nobody disputes that. A lot of really good teams in the East that didn't even make it, but there's a really good team in the West that you're about ready to hook up with here in an hour or so. Grays Harbor, what do you know about them, and what do you have to do to come out on top?
I'm excited. They play a lot like we do, and I mean, it's going to be almost this exact same game as Yakima.
Yeah.
It should be a high-scoring, fast-paced game, and yeah, I'm excited.
They get after it. They hustle. They work hard, and I mean, we work hard too. So it'll be a great matchup.
Do you think it'll take 114?
Maybe 120. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they're well coached. They have some really great girls on their team, and I'm just excited for the competition.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sunny and Haley, thanks for coming up here, and best wishes tonight against Grays Harbor.
Thank you
so much.
All right, Sunny Martinez and Haley Garrity from Big Bend. We'll be back with some Grays Harbor folks after a
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
Well, back at halftime, Everett leads Clackamas 47-40, and we're here with Grays Harbor players, Angela Sikora, Estelle Wilson, and Alexia Thrower. And one of you in the break said, I'm nervous, and I'm thinking, are you more nervous than this, or are you more nervous to play in the basketball game? We'll start with you.
For this, for sure.
So talk about your season. You really took the West by storm. I know you lost your opener, then you ran off a whole bunch in a row, and then you had a little bit of a slip up at the end, but what a great season it's been.
Yeah, it's been just a good experience to come out here with my teammates and do what we did this year, something that's never been done before at Grays Harbor.
Estelle, what's been the key to this season and all the success?
You know what? Really just everybody's bond on the team. We have a strong team bond, and I'm never going to forget them.
Well, it's one thing about college and your college years, Alexia, it's years to remember, and I'm hopefully that you will as well.
Yeah, I'm just glad to have the opportunity to be able to come out here and play with these ladies. They work really hard, you know what I mean? Like, we go out here and we just do our best and leave it all on the court, and that's all I can ask for.
Did you ever imagine the record you would have, though? Just 2 defeats?
No, not ever.
No. I knew we were going to do, extremely well because we all wanted it. We're all fighters, but to have a record of 25-2, that's extremely well, especially for Grays Harbor. So
yeah,
that was a very good accomplishment.
Well, when people think about the West, they always think of Lower Columbia and Centralia and Tacoma and Highline, and here you are.
Yeah.
Well,
so it was great.
As they say, we get to this point, everybody is 0-0. That's the old cliche, and that's the case with you, and you're going to be facing Big Bend from the East. What do you know about them, and what will be the key tonight?
They're a great shooting team, so just try and stop them from shooting.
Estelle, they scored 114 points the other day. You know that?
Yeah, I know that. I'm going to have to get out there with those quick hands today.
But, I was just talking to the Big Bend girls, Alexia, and they said that they think you can put up some big numbers as well. So maybe you'll be the first one to 100.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey,
that's
what happens.
Well, it would be great for the fans. I want to thank you, ladies, for stopping by today. We'll let you get back to your preparation.
Thank you.
Best wishes
Thank you.
tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, that's Grays Harbor. They face Big Bend at 6 o'clock tonight. We're back with more.
I'm Deborah Jackson. I work at STCU. During the windstorm of 2015, we were expecting that members would need any number of things. I was talking with a colleague. It popped into my head that why can't we do something to help offset that cost for our members and our community? So that day we came up with the Get It Fixed loan. Everyone was on board with it. It was done that day. Being part of this community and involved and invested as we are, when we see a need like that, we take the action. I'm Deborah Jackson, and STCU is here for good.
Historic, unique, exciting. As challenges continue to test the mettle of Americans, your community has to depend on willing citizens just like you to answer the call and respond to local disasters and other times of crisis. You may be surprised to find out who we are and what we do. In fact, it could actually be your story too. The Air National Guard.
From the arrival of the first colonies in the New World until today, communities across America have depended on their own local patriotic citizens to be available for extraordinary challenges as a part-time militia guard. For over 300 years, they have been in every war and rushed to the scene of every natural disaster. At the turn of the 20th century, when airplanes were used for various military needs, the state National Guard units flew for domestic use as well as preparing for wartime needs.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
It soon became clear that the professional use of aircraft was very important to the United States. After World War II, Congress created the United States Air Force and transformed the aviation units at local guard units into the Air National Guard. Now, in more than 130 communities across the United States, the Air National Guard covers a wide variety of jobs, nearly 200 part-time and full-time career opportunities. Each location can host any number of unique missions, and each one of these missions includes many exciting jobs waiting for you to master.
As our name suggests, air means you could be involved with aviation efforts, including space and cyberspace, volunteering for both state and federal needs. An excellent example is the Combat Air Patrol mission. The units assigned to this vital mission have fighters that are on alert, ready to scramble at a moment's notice.
Want to thank our halftime guests from Big Bend Community College and also Grays Harbor as we get set for third quarter action here. It is 47-40 in favor of Everett over Clackamas. The Trojans led by 1 after the first quarter, 20-19. And a wild second quarter that saw Everett outscore Clackamas 27-21. And now we are set for quarter number 3. Everett in the white. And right off the bat, Lopez had 3 3-pointers in the first half. Opens it up to scoring, but at the other end, it is Clackamas's Casey Mock. She has 7, and just like that, it's 49-42 and a steal for the Cougars. Long way to go in this one. The winner to the quarterfinals. 3 on the way, too hard, but the long rebound comes down to the Cougars. Another pass inside to Mock. That one rolled off. Tough break there. She gets that one. It's a 5-point game. And at the other end, it's the Trojans that turn what could have been a 5-point lead and now into a 9-point lead again, 51-42. So good transition for Everett, and they lead again by 9. Their biggest lead is 10. and that shot wouldn't go. And they wanted a foul in there. They didn't get it. Chet Hovde not happy with that. He thought Jibagwu was fouled. Biggerstaff just scored her 15th point to make it 51-42. And another basket, and now it's the biggest lead of the game for the Trojans. 53-42. The Cougars on the offensive. That one wouldn't go. But another offensive rebound for Clackamas. The reverse shot put up and good. Mercio Wright got that one. And it's 53-44, back to a 9-point edge. But again, Everett having a lot of success inside. That bounced home by Taggart. She has 10. And it's an 11-point lead again for the Trojans, 55-44. They're trying to earn a date in the quarterfinals tomorrow against Big Bend or Grays Harbor. There's a pass that goes into the backcourt. It's going to be over and back, and it will belong to the Everett Trojans. Again, this Everett team, the second seed in the north behind top-seeded Bellevue from the north. Bellevue has already won. Everett is the second seed in the north. The third seed is Skagit Valley. And the fourth seed in the North Peninsula was defeated earlier today by Umpqua, the #1 ranked team in the NWAC. Clackamas trying to get it across, and hitting the deck hard was one of the Cougars over there. A great effort over there by Hermosia Wright, but she, in an effort to save the basketball, hit the deck hard, and it's out of bounds. Clackamas will apply pressure. Everett has really not had much trouble with it as we're 3 minutes in, and it's an 11-point Everett lead. Salem for three. Not good off the rim. And it comes down to the Trojans. This Everett team will press even after missed baskets, and what it does in this particular situation, it gives Clackamas an easy basket, but they miss it. And Everett has the ball. Here come the Trojans ahead to Chibagwu. Got it. And it is 57-44, a 13-point lead for Everett, trying to send Clackamas home on day one for the second year in a row. Hermosia Wright got that one, and it's back to an 11-point lead, 57-46. And putting it off the glass that time was Biggerstaff, not good. Clackamas actually in 2016 lost its first game against Bellevue. And so it's been a while since the Cougars have had success. Back in 2014, they finished 7th. They didn't make it in 15. And Casey Mock with the basket. She has 4 in this quarter. And there is a steal for the Cougars, but they cannot convert. That would have cut it to 7. And Salem a runner in the key good. And just like that, it is 59-48. Boy, this game goes back and forth with momentum swings and runs, and just when you think Clackamas is going to make a move, they misfire, and Everett at the other end gets baskets, and Salem that time had it blocked out of bounds, but they're going to say a foul. And Aloha Salem will shoot a pair. She's a 70% free throw shooter. 59-48 is our score. And it's going to be on Ricky Mock, her first. And that is the first foul of this quarter. It comes nearly halfway through. Like these fast-moving games. Here's the shot. It's up and it's good by Salem. And it's 60-48. Again, coming up next is Grays Harbor and Big Bend. Back to a 13-point edge for Everett. You kind of feel like Clackamas has a run in them, but they need to get some stops, and Salem had that one blocked out of bounds. They've just not been able to get stops, and good sportsmanship by Salem. She had it blocked out of bounds. She went up to Ricky Mock and said, hey, great play. But on the inbounds, it's nearly an easy basket, but instead they get into the offensive set to the Trojans. Leading by 13, and there's a foul. And that is going to be on Hermosillo Wright. It's her third, and the second Clackamas foul of the quarter. And with 5:08 to go, Hermosillo Wright will sit down in favor of Brittany McCormick. It is a 13-point edge for the Trojans, who fell last year on this court in the first round to Lower Columbia. They're trying to advance one step further than they did. And the three put up by Chibagwu, no good, but the offensive rebound, and that missed as well, but another offensive rebound. And Chibagwu says, what the heck, I'll try it again, and she knocked it down. Well, she had missed several from three-point land, and now she finally hits one, and it gives Everett a 16-point lead. The homestanding Trojans. There's a deep three, off the iron, no good, and it's rebounded. Salem, ahead it goes to Biggerstaff. She's alone. Got it. And Everett is starting to flex its muscle, up 18. 66-48 in the key. The shot is no good, and a foul by Clackamas. And that's going to be on Casey Mock. That's going to be her fourth, with 4:12 remaining. A timeout on the court in Everett. It's the Trojans by 18.
Medical specialists in the Guard are skilled in CPR, field triage, and emergency life support. Medics stabilize and evac the wounded during combat, come to the aid of civilians in a disaster, and provide day-to-day outpatient care. Medical specialists are saving lives on and off the battlefield.
Well, fans, be sure to check out the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also, visit NWACsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. 18-point lead for Everett and the basketball with 4:12 remaining in period number 3. This is the 5th of 8 games. Again, earlier winners included Columbia Basin from the east, Umpqua from the south, Lower Columbia from the west, and Bellevue from the north. So each of the regions has a team represented in the quarterfinals so far. And who will be the first to join? Will it be another north team? And Everett, looks like it. They're up 18. But a long way to go, a quarter and a half. Salem, that one's off, and it hit the boundary, out of bounds to Clackamas. In this quarter, Everett has 19 points to just 8 for Clackamas, and that's been the distance. A blocking foul going to be called on Biggerstaff. That's her third. And that will be the first on the Trojans. Buckley drives, spins, missed it, but an offensive rebound in there by Mock, and she'll kick it out. And another runner, it fell off, and the second try by Parsons was blocked, and ahead it goes for the lay-in. Good by Lopez. And it's a 20-point lead for Everett. Another long down court pass. Lopez hands it off. Salem missed the easy lay-in that time. And it comes back to Clackamas. And the three off the glass a little bit too hard that time by McCormick. And it is Buckley who gets the putback. She has 10 off the bench. Her average is 7. 68-52, 30 to go. Lopez, no good. Offensive rebound, they'll reset. They have lived on the offensive boards. Biggerstaff got fouled on the three-pointer by Parsons, and she'll shoot 3. Biggerstaff, a 77% free throw shooter. She has 3 coming up here. 68-50 is the score. $17 points, and now make it 18. And another one, 2 of 3. She got all 3. And it's 71-50. Spin move no good, and the rebound by Chibagwu, and another lay-in. This time by Salem. They're just beating them up and down the court, are the Everett Trojans. And 2 minutes remain, but at the other end, Clackamas with a lay-in. And that's McCormick. She has 7, and it's back to a 21-point game. And at the other end, Nakaya Edwards. And it's 76-52, a 24-point lead. And you start to look at the Clackamas losses, a 5-point loss, an 8-point loss, a 3-point loss, a 5-point loss, a 22-point loss to Lane, 10 to Umpqua, and 2 to Chemeketa. So they're bordering on their worst loss of the year as Salem commits a foul. That worst loss is 22 at 78-56, and this is 24 right now. Another foul. It's on Edwards, her second, third team foul here in the quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it belongs to the Cougars. Clackamas 21-7, Everett 20-6. Everett got off to a tremendous start this season. Won their first 8 before a loss to Yakima Valley. And another Everett foul. And that's going to be on Taggart. And the 4th foul. Both teams have committed 4, so we have free throws coming. And Hermosillo Wright with the basket on the inbounds. She's having a good game. She has 16. On the other end, it wouldn't go. And Clackamas all the way to the basket. The shot blocked and out of bounds was Chibagwu as the attempt put up by Ricky Mock. And out of bounds. Entering for the Trojans will be Cassandra Jackson, and getting a well-deserved rest is Sydney Taggart. It is a 22-point lead And we're under a minute. And another Everett foul, and that'll be 5 on the team, and that's on the new player just into the game, Cassandra Jackson, and that sends Clackamas to the free throw line. And it'll be Hermosillo Wright for a pair. She's 3 for 3 from the line. And a chance to get the Cougars within 20, but the first one rattled off, no good. 76-54. Lopez back in. And Itadarat will sit down. Big Bend and Grays Harbor comes your way next. Scheduled for a 6 o'clock start time. As the second free throw is up and good by Hermosillo Wright. And it's 76-55. Monster second quarter, monster third quarter. In fact, Everett has really done well in all of the quarters. And Nakaya Edwards busts another one. So many weapons for Everett. And a foul on the drive, and it'll be McCormick shooting free throws. And the foul is going to be on Beer, her third. McCormick is a 60% free throw shooter, hasn't been there yet tonight. And that's off short. 79-55. And if this holds up, 5 of the higher seeded teams will advance in the first 5 games. We have a 1-4 matchup. In fact, we have a couple of 1-4 matchups coming up. And then the nightcap is a 2-3 game between Lane and Skagit Valley. Second free throw up and good by McCormick. She has 8. And it's 79-56. Shot clock is off. Final 17 seconds. And another 3 by Edwards. 3 3-pointers in this quarter alone, and Clackamas will have the last shot, and it counts at the buzzer. And is McCormick making a runner, and that is the end of 3. 82-58, Everett in command.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Celebrating 50 years of possibilities realized, Pierce College is here to guide you to student success. With more than 60 programs of study at Pierce College, there's a fit for you, your life, and your schedule, including short-term certificate programs, transfer degrees, and even baccalaureate degrees. Pierce provides flexible degree options to help you on your path. Your pathway is clear at Pierce College. 82-58. Our score as the Everett Trojans. Well, we thought they had a good first quarter with 20. They had an even better second quarter with 27, and they've topped that off with 35 in the third to make it 82-58. And 10 minutes till the quarterfinals for the Trojans. Boy, they share the ball so well. That one bounced off, but Chibawu with the rebound. That wouldn't go, and Clackamas will finally get the rebound on the third try. Cougars need some offense in a hurry, but more than that, they need stops. They've been not able to stop Everett, and there's a foul on the shot. And for the Cougars, it'll be Casey Mock, who is 2 for 2. She will go to the line. The foul is on Taggart. It's her first and the third. It's her third and the first team. And Mock's free throw is good. (82-59). And for Casey Mock, 10 points in the game. Here's the second free throw. It's up and good. She's 4 for 4 from the line, a 73% shooter. And it's, I thought it should be 60, but it's 83-59. Well, they had 58 at the quarter, but at the other end, the shot is up and good by Lopez. It is now 85-60. They've got it fixed. It should be 84-60, I believe. They gave an extra point to Everett. There, you got it right. 84-60 is the correct score. And a foul on Everett. And that's on Lopez. Cougars unable to get anything that time. And a double dribble violation. So back to the Cougars. No pressure this time by Everett. And they're checking something. I think they got the score right. They were trying to figure out what it was. And now they appear to be all square, and at the other end, Clackamas turns it over. 8 minutes, 33 seconds remaining. And Everett, leading by 7 at half, is pulled away here in the second half. It's been all Trojans. And another selfless pass by Chibagwu to Taggart. And Casey Mock at the other end knocks down a three, and that's what the Cougars need, is more and more threes to match Everett's twos. But Everett keeps firing the threes. That one's not good. And the Cougars with a chance to make up some more ground. That three fired up and not good that time by Nofziger, and the putback is up and good and a foul. And that's by Buckley. She's had a great game off the bench. She now has 11. And it's 86-65. And the foul is the fourth on Beer. Beer hit a three-point basket right off the bat. Hasn't been all that effective offensively, but she's done a lot in other ways tonight for the Trojans. And that's going to be a Clackamas foul, I think, on Hermosillo Wright. And that's going to be her fourth. First foul on Clackamas in the fourth period. Chibagwu with it. This Everett team has so many weapons, and they are so unselfish, and they get Chibagwu for a travel. She didn't agree with the call, neither did Chet Hovde. But the call stands with 7:20 to go. It's Parsons backing out of the key and then kicking. And driving and laying it up that time was Miranda Jensen just into the game for Clackamas. That wouldn't go. And at the other end, it's a kick out of bounds, and they will retain possession, will the Trojans. 7 minutes remain. And Jensen will sit back down in favor of Brittany McCormick. And the shot is put up that time by Salem, not good, and here come the Cougars. Trying to cut into this huge deficit. And that three-pointer misfires by Casey Mock, and it's back to the Trojans. Big Bend, Grays Harbor coming your way at the top of the hour. And it looks as if Everett will be the 5th seed in a row, higher seed in a row to advance. 88-65 is our score. And a spin move in the key and a foul, and that's going to send Hermosillo Wright to the line. The foul on Nakaya Edwards is her 3rd. And the shot is good by Hermosillo Wright. The Trojans 12 points away from the century mark, as both shots are good. 88-67. Everett did have 100 against Clark this year, 100-74 on December 17th. And Chibagwu is going to get to go to the free throw line for a couple more. Clackamas did not give up 100 this year, although they did give up 97 to Umpqua. And as we look back at this tournament, as the foul is on Casey Mock, and that will end her day. The free throw is up and good. So Casey Mock has a couple of 2-pointers, a couple of 3-pointers, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line for 14 points. As the sophomore from Sutherland, Oregon, plays her last game for the Cougars, unless they can rally in the final 6 minutes and advance, but they're down by 22. And a held ball. Trying to find the last time a team scored 100 points in this tournament, and it was Columbia Basin over Highline in 2015. The last time that it was at the Toyota Center, Columbia Basin beat Highline 104-65. There's a timeout on the court. It's 89-67 Everett. Final 6 minutes.
I'm Deborah Jackson. I work at STCU. During the windstorm of 2015, we were expecting that members would need any number of things. I was talking with a colleague. It popped into my head that why can't we do something to help offset that cost for our members and our community? So that day we came up with the Get It Fixed loan. Everyone was on board with it. It was done that day. Being part of this community and involved and invested as we are, when we see a need like that, we take the action. I'm Deborah Jackson, and STCU is here for good.
We are neighbors helping neighbors through a tradition of service with more than 6,000 citizen soldiers, which comprise our ranks throughout Washington State. Guardsmen faithfully safeguard lives and property at home and abroad. National Guard soldiers and readiness centers are an integral part of Washington State's communities and will continue to be for generations to come. To learn more about the Washington National Guard, visit nationalguard.com or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. And Hermosillo Wright on the inbounds gets the Cougars within 20. 89-69, 5.5 to go, and a Clackamas foul. And that's 5 on Hermosillo Wright. So Hermosillo Wright is the second Cougar to exit. Another sophomore. She's from Salinas, California. And she had a good game. We'll give you her total here momentarily. That's the third Clackamas foul. And another three by Nakia Edwards. She has 4. And it's 92-69. #21 unofficially for Hermosillo Wright in the contest. And Nakia Edwards, who just knocked that down, has 4 3-point baskets, 12 points. So midway through this quarter, and Everett's just 5 points away from the century mark. Banging it off the glass a little bit too hard that time was Parsons. And here come the Trojans. They will meet the winner of Big Bend and Grays Harbor if they hang on here. And that Big Bend Grays Harbor game comes your way. As close to the top of the hour as we can get. Biggerstaff missed the 3 attempt from the left corner, and Cougars have numbers. Ooh, slipping on that one. I thought for a moment that McCormick was going to get hurt, but she kicked it out to Peyton Elliott, who knocks down her first tray. And it's 92-72. And at the back door, reverse layup, good, and a foul. It's Aloha Salem. Another pass from Chibagwu. And she has 10 assists to go with her 19 points. $18 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. And there's a timeout. It's 94-72 in favor of the Trojans. Trying to complete the three-point play will be Aloha Salem. The foul on Ricky Mock was her second, and Salem missed that one. A 70% free throw shooter, now 2 for 3. 94-72 and still 4 minutes to go. And the Trojans continue to pressure. Clackamas has a new player into the basketball game. That's Audrey Barden. At the other end, it's Salem, who runs it down and lays it in. It's 96-72. Clackamas a point away from equaling its most given up this year. They gave up 97 to the high-flying Umpqua Riverhawks, and the foul is going to be on Nakia Edwards. That's her 4th. And 5 on Everett, so free throws the rest of the way by both teams. And this will be Elliott, an 82% free throw shooter. And that one was in and came back out. Skyline Itatarat will come in. And the second free throw, too hard again, almost the exactly same spot by Elliott. And the Trojans have it again, leading by 24 in the final 3 minutes of this one, 3.5. Another 3 by Salem. And it's 99-72. Thirteen three-pointers in the game for Everett, unofficially. 13 of 36. And the free throw is on the way and not good that time. And that will be the end of the game, I believe, for Uju Chibagwu. What a tremendous effort, as advertised, as the foul was on Itatarat. And the free throws by Brittany McCormick, 1 of 2 to make it 99-73. Everett will take some time now, but very difficult to run off 2:45 with only 8 on the shot clock, and Salem fires from way out, and it's an offensive rebound for Everett. And they spin move, and they'll kick it back outside and run some more clock. Chet Hovde up, Jim Martineau up. And now Coach Martineau is telling his club to come out and pressure. There's 15 on the shot clock with 2:18, and they call timeout just to get a sub in, and so they will put in Cassandra Jackson, and they'll take out Alexis Biggerstaff, and then the game will resume. And Jim Martineau will use this opportunity to get one of his players into the game, and that's Ricky Mock. With 2:14 remaining, the second half has belonged to Everett. It was 47-40 at half, and they will reset the shot clock to 15 after that kick, which takes place at the 6-second mark of the shot clock. 13 three-point goals for this club for Everett, 6 for Clackamas. And the runner is no good. Same shot clock because it didn't hit the rim, and the 3 missed, and this time Clackamas has the rebound. 2 minutes now to go. And a nice spin move, and the layup is good by Buckley. And it's 99-75. And at the other end, the 3 is good. They've hit the mark with Edwards' 5th three-pointer. And it's 102-75. Minute and a half to go. That 3 wouldn't go. And a timeout for subs, and lots of people will get their subs in for the final 1:15. So both coaches emptying their bench for the final 1:15. Again, our next broadcast comes your way near the top of the hour. A few minutes behind, but tune in. It'll be Grays Harbor and Big Bend, another 1-4 matchup. Our first of 2 1-4 matchups tonight. Then we'll close the night with another 2-3. That one no good. We're down to 1 minute. 102-75. The Everett Trojans are going to be in the semifinals. They fell short last year on this court, but here they are, and they will win it. And they'll get into the quarterfinals against either Big Bend or Grays Harbor. And as we look at Everett, in previous years, they were defeated by Lane on this court, 89-39 in 2016. Well, in the first round, that was actually at Lane. And so this will be their first win in the tournament on this court. So congratulations to Chet Hovde and everyone at Everett Community College as they are going to run it out here and win it 102-75, although 30 seconds remain. They'll run the shot clock down and hang on to it, and I think they'll probably just give up the basketball to Clackamas for the final 20 seconds left. So good sportsmanship that time by the Everett Trojans, and Clackamas will have the final possession more than likely of the basketball game. Tremendous effort, 20 in the first quarter, 27 in the second, 35 in the third, and they'll end up with 20 here in the fourth. A balanced effort for Chet Hovde and the Everett Trojans, and Coach Hovde in his 33rd year will get the win. It'll be his 21st of the season, and the Everett foul is on Marina Alber, who just came in to the basketball game. And 2 free throws on the way. The first one is good. And it's 102-76. And both of them are good by Buckley. 102-77, and that will be the final. So Everett is the 5th seed, higher seed, to win it. And they advance to a game tomorrow night at 6 o'clock against the winner of our next game, which is Big Bend and Grays Harbor. A complete performance by the Everett Trojans tonight. They go to 21-6, and they are in the final 8. And the Clackamas Cougars end a very good year at 21-8. The final score again this evening, Everett 102, Clackamas 77. From Everett Community College, this is Mike Tatko. Have a good evening.